Well, Jerome Powell had his FOMC meeting today and he paused. He also lied to us. Yeah, I'm going to talk to you about the lie. We're also going to talk HBAR pricing. Why? Because this is the cheapest HBAR we've seen since April 9th. Are you stacking? The crypto market's in the red. Well, because we've got some turmoil and because of what Jerome Powell said. We're going to do a recap, talk about Circle going absolutely bonkers. Will it hit 200? Along with,
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
What a lying scumbag piece of crap. That was one of the hardest ones to watch, and for those of you that were there in the live stream, I appreciate it. Now, before we get into the news, like Jerome Powell lying to us, the expectations for the rest of the year, why things are on mega sale, your comments come first. Why? Because you, the viewer, matter most. Yesterday for today starts us off, says, brother, so why so late with the post? There was the video this morning, and thank you for people noticing that I was late. Yeah, but if you don't tell me, I don't know what's up with the deep state, Trump judge, hater. No. I'm on some new medication. It kept me up way late last night, so I slept in to kind of make up for it. I'm still dealing with this stuff, but I appreciate the bunch of comments of people noticing that I was late this morning. I'm just trying to take care of my health where I can, when I can. DIY Wellcraft says that's why we sent them to DC, talking about elected officials, so they can delay and kick the can. Whether you agree or not, that's what they're doing. Yeah, our politicians suck. Okay, the reason why DIY Wellcraft is bringing this up is because the Stablecoin Genius Act passed the Senate. We can now expect anywhere from 2 to 5 months for it to take to get through the House. Yeah, things move fast in the Los Estados Unidos. Frankie D's hanging out with us, says Powell is not doing shit, just like Judge Torres. The worst thing about it is Powell straight up lied to us today, and he blames inflation. You heard me correctly. He blames inflation for why he can't cut rates. Hold on, let's do this. U.S. inflation data. Let's take a look at it. What does inflation look? Oh, it's going down. You fucking scumbag, loser, piece of shit, son of a... Bitcoin sitting at 103,920. ETH is 24.96 while XRP is 214. The market is in the red because of what Jerome Powell has said and because of tensions in the Middle East and because we're not getting rate cuts anytime soon. But not everything is in the red because Circle is deep in the fucking green. Circle is about to hit $200, everyone. That's right. You think stocks are boring? How about being 6x in 2 weeks? That's right. I was glad to bring you the Circle news. And now Circle is looking to be 6x in 2 weeks. I have been telling you all for months that stablecoins are going to be where it's at. Bro, stables are boring. Bro, stables are stupid. Well, bro, stables would have made you 6x on that action. But first, let's go to Jerome Powell. This is what happened. The Fed paused. We knew they were going to pause. Why? Well, because the odds were telling us that, guess what? There was a 99.9% chance that the Fed's going to pause. Now, the next meeting, which is in July, there's an 89.7% chance that the Fed is going to pause. So no, he's not going to be cutting rates anytime soon. Essentially what he said, and by the way, I'm going to have the live stream and all this stuff linked in the description below. Everything is in the video. It's all linked down below. Essentially what he said was this. We got to wait for the data to tell us what to do. Jerome, Bubla, inflation is going down. The European Central Bank has cut rates like 11 times. Canada's cutting rates. Everyone's cutting rates. The United States, Los Estados Unidos, is not cutting rates. Jerome is like, well, we're having some problems with the Middle East. The whole world is having problems with the Middle East right now, and yet you still don't want to cut rates. Well, we're also having problems with housing. No kidding, Jerome. Cutting rates would help those problems. Well, the job market is strong. Wait, what did you just say? Yeah, he said the job market's strong. He said that the economy is strong. He said that people's household budgets are strong. Oh, yeah. He also said that the AI market out there is creating jobs. Wait, what? What did you just say? In my lifetime, the computer was big. Computers replaced a bunch of jobs. The internet was big. Replaced a bunch of jobs. AI replacing a bunch of jobs. While Jerome is coming up here gaslighting us, blowing smoke up our beeholes, basically telling us that AI is creating jobs. No, girlfriend. Because the last time I checked, AI is replacing jobs. Do you think an artist drew this cringy Michael Saylor fake Iron Man thing? No, this was done by AI. When you go and when you want to order stuff online and a little chat bot happens here in the corner, do you think that chat bot is really someone you're chatting with? No, that's AI. Do you think Grok is a real person? No, that's AI. It's replacing people. You customer service jobs, which were once in the United States, Canada, UK, Australia, and all major companies. We outsourced those to India and so forth because it was cheaper, right? Now those jobs are leaving India and going to AI farms to save money. So Jerome's telling us that, yeah, AI is going to create jobs and it's going to make the economy even better. What are you talking about? So Jerome says he's not going to cut rates anytime soon. In fact, he even said that the projections are teetering on the fact that we might only get one rate cut this year instead of two. This meeting was a little bit different than most because this meeting had economic projections. Again, this is all linked in the description below. So this meeting had projections on rate cuts for the year, inflation for, and also for the next couple years, inflation projections for the next couple years, GDP, all sorts of stuff. It's linked where? In that little description thing down below. In the little ball bag down there. The description bag. Now, that being said, Jerome was a total a-hole in this meeting. For real. Some of the questions caught him off guard. He kept clearing his throat. I have my water when I do live streams, and I stop the live streams to drink water, and I'm like, let me clear my throat. Let me clear my throat. Right, I did a little Bismarcky, right? Well, anyways, he was caught off guard. You could tell he was uncomfortable with a bunch of questions, but he kept being defiant. Jerome, I'm wearing a White Sox hat. I don't need to watch the rest of the season to tell you that the White Sox are going to suck and we need to add a whole bunch of better players to it to make things better. I don't need to see the data from the second half of the season to say that we need to make some major changes. But here's Jerome saying we need to see the data. The problem is with when you wait to see the data is sometimes a month to 6 weeks old, and you're reacting on old news. Good leadership uses data, uses experience, uses information from people that are dealing with the problem on the ground, and uses their intuition to make good decisions. Jerome, you are outdated. So the markets are deep in the red and will stay in the red as long as Jerome Powell keeps dragging. Now here's the problem. The United States is such a large economic powerhouse that the longer the United States stalls, the more it affects the rest of the country. Now, I talked to you earlier about HBAR. That was one of the big things that came up during today's thing. HBAR is at 14.4 cents. This is the cheapest we've seen it since April 9th, everyone. HBAR, very susceptible to this price action right now. You zoom out, volume, ooh, not good. Price, ooh, not good. Look at the 7-day chart. Not good at all. Buying opportunity, it's there if you feel like it's something that can withstand the heat. We're going to have lots of heat. Why? Because the economic powers that be are protecting the banks. When rates stay higher for longer, who does that benefit? The banks. Because high interest rates mean what? It means you pay more for your homes, you pay more for your cars, businesses pay more for their business loans. So who makes money on that? Banks, credit card companies, yep. So rich people who have a lot of discretionary money, see, I can talk normally, that have discretionary money, they make more money on you. They're not affected by inflation. Do you think Jerome with his silk suits cares if eggs are $6 a dozen? No. Do you think he cares if home loans are 6, 7, 8%? No, he pays for cash on stuff. Do you think when his wife goes shopping, she cares if their grocery bill is $300 for a week? Hell no. Inflation doesn't affect the rich. It affects the lower and middle classes. They are so out of touch and they're screwing people over. So, HBAR, in deep trouble when it comes to price. Buying opportunity, that's up to you because each of us have different price ranges that we attack at. Someone on chat said that their HBAR price target was 12 cents. We're getting close. We are getting close. You go to the 1 month chart and you're like, yo, girlfriend. Zoom out to the 1 year. Yeah, we're still up on where we were before the pre-election pumperoni action, but you could tell we're starting to erase that thing fast. In fact, we go back to those candlesticks, right? And we go back to the day charts. We're getting darn near close to erasing it back to where we were. Not just the April, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th thing. If we breach that, we're going all the way back here to the 29th of November. You're talking about erasing some of the biggest support out there for HBAR. Now, what about XRP? Because that's what a lot of you are thinking about as well. XRP has got a bit more support, okay? When you zoom into that chart there, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Here's that April time frame, okay? Remember I said HBAR April 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th? This is where we're at. We're nowhere near that. So XRP is definitely getting more support. So you are seeing some different stories in the crypto market. XRP, a lot of support above the $2 mark. XRP specifically getting more support above the $2.08 mark right now. Are we still in the red? Yes. Is this in your buying target? Well, a lot of you like to stack right around that $2 mark. Are you chasing? That's up to you. The reality is what though? We're having some trouble trying to go up to the high point. What do I mean by that? You're starting to see these diminishing highs. $3 like we got back in January? No, girlfriend. $2.99, $3 like we got in March? No, girlfriend. $2.65 like we got in May? I don't know. It's tough, right? Why? Because the hype, the hoopla, it's starting to wear off. Geopolitical tensions are on the rise. Safe haven assets are on the rise. Stable coins are stealing a lot of money. Stablecoin market cap, right? A lot of players are rotating out from the alts into stable coins. A lot of players are rotating from the alts into BTC as a safe haven play. I mean, think about it. BTC is at 104,000, okay? So when we look at crypto price here, let's do this, all right? I'm going to show you something real quick. When we look at cryptos, okay, on the far right-hand column of the screen is where these cryptos are from their all-time high, okay? So BTC is 7% away from its all-time high. ETH is almost 50% off from its all-time high. XRP 44% away. BNB only 19. So you can see some players are fairly close to their all-time highs, where a bunch are far away. Doge 77% away from its all-time high. ADA 81% away from its all-time high. So certain things are doing not so hot. XLM 73% away from all-time high. HBAR 75. So you see what I'm saying? Certain things are doing pretty good while other things are not. But look at BTC. Only 7% away. So it's that store of value play that's working well. And it's working well because you got Middle East flare-ups, you got inflation concerns, and you got people out here straight up lying to you. So, what are we looking at right now? 1 rate cut for the year, maybe 2 if we're lucky. And if at this next meeting he hints at 1 rate cut, and probably 1 rate cut, that's it, you're going to have a market that goes deeper into the red, because when the United States sneezes, the rest of the world catches a cold. I think I summed it up all pretty good right there, so I don't need to do really an outro. But the reality is this. Do I really need to watch the rest of the White Sox season to say that they need to make some major changes in order to be competitive? No. So you don't always need to see the data to tell you that something is wrong. If you wake up and all of a sudden you feel like crap, do you need to go to the doctor to have them tell you that you're sick? No. I mean, maybe to tell you what you're sick from, yeah. But not to tell you that you're sick. And that's the problem I got with Jerome. You don't always need the data because the data lags, right? Like, do you wait to the end of the month to see what your bank statement says, to see what your balance is? No. You can log on to your mobile banking right now and see what it is. You can get data right now, not always lagging data. And a lot of the reports that the Fed uses is lagging by 4, if not 6 weeks. Oh, real quick, like, let's cheer things up a little bit. The shirt I'm wearing. Name the franchise. Choo Choo what? Well, I did it in the beginning. I'm not going to do it again. Well, I mean, I'm not going to, like, show the sign again, but I'll do it. Choo Choo Biz Nachos. And go White Sox. I mean, you're not going to beat the Cardinals, but go White Sox anyways, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Optimism. Hopium. I don't know. Go Sox, go.